good. Well, we got a lot going on here. So we might as well start off by saying hello and welcome to the Stardom Fan Podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Juno.
And today we are going to talk about colors.
Kind of colors.
All the colors, or at least four of them.
Yeah, you're gonna explain to me. You did some research about these colors girls, and you're like, I want to know about these girls, and I'm like, I also want you to tell me about these girls.
Yeah, it's a fun direction. I think it'd be nice to take the podcast in because on the YouTube and the live streams, it's easier to react to what's going on and close what would you say, like a closer time to what had happened. So the problem with the podcast and being on Stardom World is by the time if we were to review a show, which we'll still do now and again on the big shows, but if we were to review a show, first of all we have to wait a few days to up to a week sometimes for it to show up on Stardom World, then record it, and then do the production, and then turn around and throw it on a podcast. And next thing you know, it's like way outdated. But
Yeah,
considering we are the only Stardom podcast that matters, I mean, that's still worth doing every now and again. Uh, with that being said, yeah, well, I thought it was interesting because we are Stardom fans, and then when a new faction comes out, we touched on what was Risa Sarah's group?
prominence.
Yeah, when Prominence came out, you looked them up a bunch, and that sort of helped out. And now we have these Colors faction coming out and playing with Tam Nakano and their Cosmic Angels. I thought, well, might as well look them up and see what's going on with them. What I thought, unless you want to save it to the end, maybe we will. I was going to say, did you want to touch on any news or anything, or did you want to save just see what we can go over on colors here and maybe touch on some news at the end?
News. Well, there's been a lot of injuries.
Y-
Um,
yeah, you had a video that just went up with Natsupoi, which was really odd because it almost didn't even seem like it wanted to be covered on camera.
yeah. Well, it's funny. People were like talking about the color of the blood. It's like, okay, I didn't know you were like a hematologist. I don't, is that what they're called? Anyways, I'm like, yeah, well, maybe I did some color correction. Like, not everything you see is like, I do work on these videos a little bit, try to pretty them up.
I thought you were gonna say your black and white picture you did on your video at the YouTube site that you can
Well,
catch off Stardom.
that's what I was, yeah, because,
Knockout.
well, I watch a lot of wrestling, and wrestlers cut them. Well, if it's like a bloody lip or whatever, who cares? Or if they do it to themselves on purpose, like they blade themselves, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But when someone gets domed in the head with a wrench and they're gushing blood out of the side of their head, I'm like, yeah, maybe I want to warn people about that.
Yeah, and it's not really oh, the blood trigger warning. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
The
that's what
well, that's a real life thing. Like the world's crazy and people like don't want to see legit blood. Some
she,
people.
she also looked like she was like, I don't know. They say she's fine. It's not a concussion, but she looked real wobbly.
Oh, dude, like she was getting helped out weird.
She looked
So
like
this
she didn't know where to find the curtain.
well, real quick, this happened on
Also, Azumi's out for a couple shows. They didn't really say why. And Thecla's out for God knows how long. They don't. They said till the end of June, but that's just because she was advertised for those shows. So who knows how long she's out. They don't really disclose a lot of those things or like how long or what the injury is, but they're usually pretty good on like, yeah, they're not gonna do the WWE thing where they advertise people and then they just don't show up.
no, I see Azumi was in Queen's Quest for Stars on the 5th. Did Mayu kick her in the head? Maybe Mayu kicked her in the head a lot.
Maybe Mayu dropped her on her neck. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I've done it 1,000 times.
Yeah, she got in. Yeah, Zumi must have got injured in that Queen's Quest for Stars match of all things. Yeah, because the next time Queen's Quest is in a faction battle, it's only them versus Oedo tie, and it's only 3 versus 3. All right, so we have a Thekla injury and Azumi injury. Natsupoi Momo hit her in the head for real with a wrench, so Natsupoi's out for a little bit. Hopefully, back in time uh, for what is she
Assuming,
going against?
assuming she's facing Tam twice. Once
Yeah.
time, she's facing her once on like a big. show, and then she said, "Well, since they have a cage
Oh
in
god,
this
that's right, Tam in a
other, we
cage.
we might as well do a cage match too."
A girl recovering from a concussion does not need to fight Tam Nakano in a cage. Oh my god. Alright, something caught my eye, and then I, translated what, like, 22,000 yen was, and it was, out of my price range when they have
$22.
no, 22,000 yen. When, I they came out with a new line of life-size tapestries, I'm like, "Boy,
Oh,
does Juno need a Himika life-size tapestry."
they're getting closer to the body pillow I want.
Dude, well, first of all, I'm like, "Alright, no Tommy?
Yeah, or
Alright."
the life size. Okay, does life size? So is the Lady C gonna be 6'2", and then the like Waka is like 4'8"?
Well, they didn't have enough fabric, so there is no Lady C. It actually
That
well, it
seems like
is
an oversight. And no Tommy.
yeah.
Alright, who's the
Oh,
one I'm
girl.
gonna like the most?
Alright, so we're probably looking at the same ones. What do you like the most? She's wearing her old outfit. You know what? You know what? I see Mina there, and that's low hanging fruit because I'm gonna jump all the way down to my Sakurai.
So alright, so is Utami there?
No, you got the Angels. Actually, it's just the Angels and DDM.
Hmm. Alright, so I'll get Julia on one side. I'll get buy two of them. I'll get a Julia and I'll get a My Sakurai, and then I'll take them to Build a Bear, and they can build me a body pillow.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. All right. The last bit of news is the announcement of New Blood 3. They're just pumping these shows out, coming out on 7, 8.
I love their New Blood shows.
Yeah, and that's actually gonna sort of go into us talking about colors because uh, they made their debut on New Blood 2, at least I believe. And I'm actually scrolling through. They announced New Blood 3, and it looks like some of the Colors and Angels are teaming up. So they definitely have their alliance going on. Just Tap Out's going to be on here again. Yeah, a lot of factions. Yeah, see, with all this New Blood catching on, and it's a free show, it's worth talking about some of these other girls from other factions because they're going to be showing up. But so New Blood is where we're seeing some young girls and young girls from different factions.
They're doing like a series with Miyu where they're putting her up against, I don't know what they're calling it. They're calling like I'll have to look, hang on, I'll have to look that up. But she's fair now, she's facing Julia at the pay-per-view New Blood show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I guess they already had a press conference for that. And then they had another one on like because they have another show. Because they do like the New Blood shows in between, and they're like, didn't we already do a press conference for this? And Julia's basically saying like, are you even worth my time? And then she's basically like, yeah, I can or whatever. Like I'm gonna give you all I got. And Julia's like, what? She's like, I'm gonna give you all I got. She's like, I can't hear you. She's like, I'm gonna. She's like talking crap to her, and then she's like, I am gonna absolutely destroy you. I'm not going easy on you. So don't. She's like, don't you like piss yourself or or something like that. Like I'm looking forward to hurting you.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, that'll be good. So talking about colors, the first time we saw them on New Blood 2, and it's a 2-on-2, the two of the members, Rina Amakura and Yuku Sakurai, go up against Momo Kogo and Saya Ida. And this seems rare that it was a loss for Komomo. Rina of Colors ends up beating Komomo, which doesn't make sense. But after that, the other two members of Colors come out. I think they were the corner women and sort of start a little feud with the Angels. To which, of course, Tam comes out and says, "We're gonna start fighting each other, and if we win, you join us, and if you win, we'll join you." Type of thing going on, and this carried on for a little bit. But I said,
It took
it,
the Angels losing for I don't know 8 months straight, like 0-15 55 for them to be on the same level.
Right. So we had the Colors roster as it stands right now. They're a faction that sort of goes from promotion to promotion. They're pretty much as indie would be, I guess, by our standards. Traveling around to whoever wants to pay them. They're definitely promoting themselves well.
Because they lost their match to the Angels, and they're like, yeah, well, you can still do your other stuff. We just got like first dibs.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. And I'd be good for them until they end up with the contract in Stardom. They might as well just make their money traveling everywhere and probably working twice a day. But the roster right now seems to be a four-woman roster of for the faction of Rina Amakura, Yuku Sakurai, Hikari Shimizu, and the leader Saki. And I found out of
The
all of
leader,
them,
Sasaki.
yeah, it's Saki. Well, it's funny because whenever I see a name for Saki, it says real name allegedly is Saki Watanabe, which made me I wanted to bring this up. So the Angels oh, they won that gauntlet match. Remember so there was that gauntlet match at Flashing Champions, and after they won, then the Colors comes out as the group of four. All four of them are actually here for this one. And then that's when the match was set for whoever wins joins the other person's faction. Let me tell you about this. So Actress Girls, which is actually funny too. So it's ACT and WRES for Actress Girls with a
Yeah,
Z,
that's
of
where
course.
that's where Sakurai and Kogo are from.
Yeah, and it's well, it is what it is too. It's like the company is a mix of the word actress and wrestler. So it's definitely
Act Wrestle.
seems actress, which I sort of hate that concept, but that's where they learn. At
Apparently,
least
it
it's
works.
yeah, it's their promotion. Well, it works. It works really good because yeah, I mean, just who we have right now, my Sakurai from that company, Momokogo,
And two for two,
Waka.
3 for 3.
Yeah, so you do all that. But here's where it gets really interesting is well, one, I thought you'd get a kick out of this. Saki, the leader of colors, hailing from Kizarazu, Chiba, Japan. So,
Whoa!
yes, another Lady C, if you will.
What are they putting in the water over there in Chiba? From Chiba, her teacher in the same high school, ADC.
Anyways, I can't find it now. I thought it was Saki, but I don't see it. It might be fucking. And she was one of our least favorites, I think. Maybe she was the one that was in the plaid skirt. Hikari Shimizu. When she made her debut match was in March 5th, 2017, with the Actress Girls, where she lost to Tam Nakano at an Ice Ribbon and Actress Girls joint show. So I don't know. Tam must have been like, I really liked kicking you in the face. I'd like to do it more. And then when she was done kicking her in the face, they were like, hey, let's join.
Nice.
Yeah. And you know what? That sort of seems to play out. Actually, that does make sense, and I sort of like it a lot. So Tam has a history with the company and some of these girls. So she's like, "Yeah, you know what? We're big, awesome. We're Stardom, and you guys are still working really hard. So why don't you work with us?" And it's similar to what Shuri and Julia have going on with those deathmatch girls that for some reason I can't prominence that they have going on with prominence, where it's like we came from where you came from and we worked with you, so let's try to give you the DDM rub.
Hmm. I like that Pam started doing death matches after her idol group failed, and she decided, like not just death matches, like the crazy like landmine exploding barbed wire bat, like all that nonsense. And she would just wear a full jumpsuit, head to toe, gloves, probably eye protection too. And then she's like, "Yeah, you can get hit with the TNT."
All right, so I like that. So I don't know how informative this was. I said the members. I said what most of them came. There's not a lot of information on these guys, other than the fact that you'd be surprised. They're all either 30 or damn near 30, so they're all like the older age of what most of these female professional wrestlers seem to be, at least on the Stardom side.
It's like I make Waka the youngest member at 29. Actually, I don't know how old Waka is. Probably they're an older group. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think the four members are like that I named seem to be the active members of Colors.
They don't have that in America. It's like a weird thing where, yeah, we are prominence, we are colors. Like, imagine the Four Horsemen just what going around different promotions. Like, now you're booking the Horsemen, not Ric Flair, not whoever.
Yeah, I like
People
that.
know who they and people know who they are too.
I actually really like that about Japan. Like that's what I liked about New Japan right off the bat. It's like everyone's part of a faction. It's not like they all come out together like the old NWO did, but they were like, I don't know, they're chaos. And Yano and uh Okada are rarely in the same ring or seconds for each other, but they're part of the same team. I'd like to think in my brain canon they go out for dinner after the show
Oh,
at Yano's restaurant.
they gotta go drive city to city. They gotta train together. They gotta. It makes sense. You're gonna make friends with somebody. Else you're gonna have a bad time.
All right. So we touched on it, but the blow off match in this little feud here was Cosmic Angels versus Colors. We had Unagi, Mina, and Tam go against Yuko, Hikari, and Saki. Like I said, which member were they missing? Rina. Rina wasn't there that day. So in this match, this is the match that the winner joins the other faction, and Tam beats Hikaru. And at the end, Tam goes, "Well, you're really busy, and so instead of just joining us, we could just be an alliance." So in effect, now the Angels are, I guess, sort of a 8-woman group, although the Colors portion are still traveling Japan on their own, doing ice ribbon stuff, actress girls stuff, a few different factions, which we'll never see because we're Stardom fans. So hopefully they come back often because I really liked it, and I actually really Asaki I really liked, and I think you did too. The leader and Yuko, she was the girl that had like the blue outfit. I think we liked her less than Saki, but more than more than the other one. So
Yeah,
more of them's gonna be good.
someone else is welcome to do the Ice Ribbon fan podcast.
Yeah.
If I had,
S-
that's actually a good thing. If I had to watch another or one, at least maybe their big shows, I'd probably pick Ice Ribbon or what's that other one? Not Tokyo Joshi, because I think that's just all garbage.
oh, no chance in
Although
hell I ever
Although
watched that.
Unagi and Natsupoi came from there. Again, it's just Stardom. I don't know how much it is. Just really them just saying, yeah, looking at all these garbage wrestlers and being like, oh, you're actually got some prospects. Just actually training them.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If that's the first time, well, Unagi's a bad example. I'll say if the first time you saw Unagi was in Tokyo Joshi and she was dancing around, would you be upset? I'd be like, well, probably not.
She
But
wrestled
I
in
also
like
would.
she wrestled in like a trash bag. That was a big issue. A one piece like trash bag. She looked like a lizard. She comes to start. That's another thing. It's like your gear. That's why they're always changing their hair and stuff too. Like your gear is a big deal.
Hell yeah. But did you learn anything today about colors? I had a plan all week to teach you about colors, and then I spent time researching and I tried really hard, but the Japanese internet, everything, there's not a lot on these girls other than the fact I want to learn more and they're from actress girls.
I learned
And
that there's Mosaki, Saki Mo.
Sakimo, Sakimo. Well, I would just like to say you can follow all our stuff on stardomfan.com. You'll catch the YouTube, which is where the heart and soul of Stardom Fan is, and most of the podcasts end up there also with maybe some videos and whatnot accompanying it. So if you're a YouTube type of person, just either search Stardom Fan in YouTube or go to stardomfan.com, check out some of the stories and some of the links to the YouTube and fun stuff like that.
YouTube
Go.
is popping.
YouTube is popping. It's almost at 2,000 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we're on all the pod grabbers. Spotify, Podcast Addict is what I use. You can use your Apple phone, your iTunes or Apple Podcasts. You can even say, Alexa, play the Stardom Fan podcast.
Alexa, play Skyrim and the Stardom Fan Podcast.
And then it'll play it for you. Sometimes you gotta say, Alexa, play here's the Stardom Fan podcast on TuneIn Radio. But sometimes you don't. If you like what you do, if you like what we do a lot, you can support us through donation links on the website or super chats on the YouTube. And thank you. If every Stardom fan subscriber donated just $1 this month, $1, even after YouTube fees and PayPal fees, you would have enough for probably 3 to 4 full size tapestries. Now, do you Stardom fans know what kind of production we would get out of our boy Juno here if he was covered in Stardom tapestries?
Maybe I can turn it into a custom suit.
Just take it to a tailor. That's the tapestries. May I help you? Yes, measurements, please. With that, I would like to say arigato sayonara konbanwa.
Check it out.
Denwa. Subscribe. Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.